For Eric J on Sports, I'm Eric J, and this is what I think. Now, if you follow my videos, which you should, then you know that I believe in comparing apples to apples. Whatever the situation is, I believe in comparing apples to apples. But this is not one of those cases. Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers recently tested positive for COVID, and as a result, he'll have to miss at least one, if not two, of the Packers' next few games. What makes this a story during the COVID era, which is what we're currently in, is the fact that while the NFL hasn't made COVID vaccinations mandatory, the league has enacted very strict protocols with regards to testing for COVID, and the rules are different for vaccinated players as opposed to unvaccinated players. And even with that, the story is in the fact that through the season, Aaron Rodgers has been telling anyone who would listen that he was vaccinated. That is, until he contracted the virus and was forced to confess that he was not, in fact, vaccinated. Aaron Rodgers had been operating under the protocols that were set forth by the NFL for vaccinated players, when all the time he should have been working under the protocol for unvaccinated players, which is a different set of rules. But that's not even what this story is about. Now, Brooklyn Nets star Kyrie Irving stated at the beginning of the NBA season that he had no interest in the COVID vaccine, and that's fine, because the NBA does not require players to be vaccinated, even though 90% of the players in the league have been. Kyrie Irving plays basketball in the state of New York, and New York State's COVID protocol stipulates that anyone who wants to dine in a restaurant, see a performance, or go into a gym must be vaccinated. And since Kyrie Irving refuses to get vaccinated, that means that he would not have been allowed to participate in any of the Brooklyn Nets home games. Or he would not have been allowed to participate in the 2 games against the Knicks at Madison Square Garden, which means that he would miss 43 of his team's 82 games. Now, some of the talking heads are really upset with Kyrie Irving because they felt that he owed more to James Harden and to Kevin Durant and Blake Griffin and to all the other people who signed with the Brooklyn Nets because of Kyrie Irving. However, Aaron Rodgers, some feel, is not being covered with the same level of passion or anger. As such, COVID has become a hot-button issue that is being debated almost along racial lines. Kyrie Irving is a pariah. Why isn't Aaron Rodgers? But as I said, I believe in comparing apples to apples. Aaron Rodgers plays in the NFL. Kyrie Irving plays in the NBA. Kyrie Irving was honest about his intentions, even to the detriment of his team. But Aaron Rodgers lied to his team in order to take the same stance as Irving. Kyrie Irving works in the state of New York. Aaron Rodgers works in Wisconsin. Kyrie Irving works indoors. Aaron Rodgers works outdoors. As you can see, this is not apples to apples. Aaron Rodgers lied to his teammates and his coaches so that he could play, while Kyrie Irving told the truth about his stance right from the very beginning, knowing that it meant that he would not be able to play. Both men were wrong, but the level of wrongness depends on who you root for. Now, as a Laker fan, I don't really mind Kyrie Irving sitting out the season, because that means that if the Lakers make it to the finals, which seems unlikely the way they're playing these days, but that also is a different story for a different video for a different day. But if the Lakers did make it to the finals, a weakened Nets team minus Kyrie Irving would be much easier to defeat than a Nets team at full strength with Kyrie Irving on the roster. As for the Packers, they might actually right now be the best team in the NFL. But on any given Sunday, any team can defeat any other team. But a team without Aaron Rodgers is a team that's much more beatable nearly every Sunday. Both men were wrong. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. Both men were wrong because they weren't willing to do what they needed to do. They were both wrong because of the circumstances they found themselves in. Kyrie Irving knew that playing in New York, he was mandated to get vaccinated, and he chose not to, which means he's going to miss half of his team's games. Aaron Rodgers didn't have to get vaccinated, but he had to tell the team where he stood, and he chose to lie about it. Both men were wrong. So no matter what side you fall on this issue, both men were wrong. not for just themselves, but because of the old expression, to whom much is given, much is expected. These men are multi-million-dollar athletes. These men perform in team sports. If they were tennis players, if they were golfers, if they were boxers, whatever it is, and they chose to take a stance, then that would be their decision. But they play team sports. And it's not a thing of, well, Kyrie Irving is a black athlete and Aaron Rodgers is not a black athlete. So Kyrie Irving is getting mistreated while Aaron Rodgers is getting preferential treatment. That doesn't matter. They were both wrong. Whether it's Kyrie Irving and Aaron Rodgers or Luka Doncic and Lamar Jackson, it's not about anything but a pair of athletes who put themselves above their teams and their fans. By not getting vaccinated or by contracting the disease, that means you cannot go out and perform with your teammates and give your team the best chance to win. So whatever side you come down on this issue, both men are wrong. No one is more wrong than the other. They are both wrong. Everyone who's a fan of these men and their teams should be angry at both because both men put themselves above their team. Remember to like and share this video and subscribe to this channel. And follow me on Facebook at Eric J on Sports 1 and on Instagram and Twitter at Eric J on Sports. And for Eric J on Sports, I'm Eric J, and this is what I